thing that's coming up on Capitol Hill, I think. The surgeon. Right, let me pull up the news article here. That's crazy. All right. So this is just an opinion article. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. Social media needs fresh thinking, not warning labels. So this is in response to the Surgeon General, Mr. Vivek Murthy, saying that social media applications should have a regulation on them, calling for Congress to slap health warning labels on social media apps. And you might be thinking, that's crazy. But let me tell you how bad this really is. Okay, first of all, I looked this up. The average age of Congress is about 58 to 64 years old, the House and the Senate, right? I really, really would like to see a bunch of 60-year-olds try to define social media. Second of all, the harmful effects, I mean, it's only existed for like 20 years, so it's not like you can have harmful effects studied on something that fast. Like, it's like one generation of people. You got to see how the teens are progressing through social media into adulthood, right? But let's get back to the defining social media. I really like to see them define social media, because if you make it too narrow, then any platform can say that they're not a social media site and get out of it. But if you make it too wide, you run the risk of literally calling SMS social media. Let's go through this. Okay, so traditional social media platforms like Facebook, right? Well, maybe to get around the law of like putting a stupid warning label on them, because then people aren't going to want to use it. Like cigarettes have gone down because they're warning labels, which is a good thing. But if you put a warning label on, say, Facebook, maybe people aren't going to want to use it as much, which will, cause revenue to go down. Facebook can say, hey, we're not social media. We're a live streaming platform. And technically, yeah, they are. I mean, they do allow live streams, right? And YouTube is not social media. We've gone through that. You can go check out my articles on that before. All right, but let's say Discord. Discord's not social media, but I mean, it's a chat application. Some people consider Snapchat to be social media. But what's the difference between Slack, Snapchat, and Discord? Nothing. Like, Snapchat has like swipey videos, but so does YouTube. But Snapchat's main function and feature is a chatting application, right? Chat over Wi-Fi. If you guys consider Snapchat social media, then RCS texting, which is going to be baked into every Android iOS phone from now on, and iMessage, it would be by definition considered social media, which is insane. Like, do you guys want to see a warning label every time you open your texting app? I don't think so. Instagram, right? Some people use it to post pictures, right? Social media, right? But some people use it as a messaging platform. Do you guys really want to? No. And then if you try to define social media as any website that allows interactive content, then the tech boy has social media on its own site because we allow comments. But if we cast the definition as social media as any site that allows comments, or just any non-static site, an interactive website that allows user-generated content, then literally every website in existence would have this stupid warning label on it. Microsoft Start, the New York Times, the New York Post, they all allow comments on them, right? Microsoft Edge, you load up Microsoft Edge, you see all those news articles from all those random companies. I guess they pay for ad space there, right? You go in there, and then you see Microsoft Start to have upvotes and downvotes. Speaking of upvotes and downvotes, Reddit's not social media. It's like a site that hosts multiple forums, right? X, which used to be a social media, now it's moving into a blogging and streaming platform, right? We're live streaming to it now. I mean, half the websites in existence and most of the apps that allow interactive content that you can share with people, by its definition, would be social media. But then if you make it too narrow, then the stupid warning label is silly. And also, what this is trying to get a definition of social media, which is going to take ages. And by that time, it's going to change, right? And let's just say hypothetically that there's that they somehow come together. They define what social media is, right? And they get enough votes to pass, and it gets signed, right? Well, now that they have enough votes to define what social media is, and let's say that they ban it for people under 16, which is near impossible. But let's just say, let's play the hypothetical game, right? Do you guys really think this is going to protect American social media companies? Meta, Snapchat, which isn't social media, but we're just including them there. No. The only thing that these bans and labels are going to do, they're not going to protect kids from the alleged threat that social media. No. What they're going to do is they're going to bolster VPN companies that kids will then use. And these won't be the most reputable VPNs, right? They're not going to be buying reputable VPNs from Nord or Avast or whatever you see Express, right? No. They're going to be going into the Play Store. They're going to go going into the App Store, especially with the EU now opening up iPhones. They're going to go into these stores and they're going to say, hey, look, here's a free VPN. And you do know what's going to happen? All their data is not going to be sent to China or whoever makes the VPN, some scammy company, North Korea or Russia, which is worse than it going to an American or EU or North American company, objectively, right? And second of all, other social media platforms are going to rise that aren't based in the United States and will stifle innovation, like TikTok or let's say TikTok, right? They put on this little sticker thing on it. Well, kids didn't use their VPNs, or they changed their IP addresses to go to Canada or Mexico or any other country that doesn't have these laws, right? And TikTok's not going to care. They're not going to be checking. They're not going to be like hardware locking IP address and device identifiers. They're not going to care at all. They're just going to do the bare minimum because it's in their best interest, right? They're going to, and let's say other Russian social media sites, right? They're going to become more popular. And I would rather our data be sent to Meta and Google than our data be sent to ByteDance and whoever else is out there, Yandex, right? People who propose the TikTok ban or against the TikTok ban, which I personally am against because of this problem, right? People who are against it, who say like, well, see, you're scared of TikTok spying on you, but you're not scared of Google spying on you. Exactly. I trust American companies more than I trust other companies. I mean, it makes more sense, in my opinion. So, yes, I'd rather have Google, quote-unquote, spy on me. I'd rather have LG, quote-unquote, spy on me. I'd rather have American allied Five Eye countries, so like New Zealand, maybe some EU companies, Canada, Australia, South Korea. I would have those companies quote-unquote spy on me than I have Russia, China, North Korea, or hostile countries to the United States, right? I'd rather have those. I'd rather have my data in American and EU silos than I would in Chinese and Russian silos. It's as simple as that, right? But that's all I have to say about the social media attempted bans, age verifications, which is terrible. But age verification does not work on things that should not be age verified, right? Like if you want to age verify illegal or illicit content, fine, right? I'd be in favor of banning illicit content from the internet. I'd also be in favor of trying to bypass the age restrictions legal. But I would not be in favor of trying to make bypassing age restrictions on, say, Instagram or TikTok illegal. Let's say in Montana, it's like a $10,000 fine for kids, not for kids, but to TikTok if they allow content access. Right? It's fair for the owners to be on TikTok and not on kids because we don't want a whole bunch of kids trying to access quote unquote illegal content when it's just like innocent-ish TikTok videos going to jail and having to pay fines. Right? That wouldn't be good. We wouldn't want to have like mass jailings of Gen Z kids. All right, now we